Hello everyone, good morning and good evening. If you can hear me properly, please let me know in the chat, guys. Am I audible? Okay, thank you. Okay, in the previous classes, guys, we started with the pandas library. Can you just put in the chat what was the last topic that we were discussing? Yes, let's have a quick recap, guys, like what we have seen in the previous classes. Can you put down in the chat what we have seen in the previous class? Okay, Pankaj. I believe I have shared some data set with you in the last class itself. Right. So let me share that again. You can find the data set in the chat, guys. These are the data sets we'll be using this particular session. So please go ahead and use those. Okay, save these all files in your working directory. So in the last class we have seen like what is pandas library is, how to install that particular pandas library, right? What exactly the data frame is, right? And how we can create the data frame from the given dictionary or CSV file or SQL or JSON. We have started with creating a data frame from dictionary itself, right? And we have seen like how we can create the different columns, okay, and rows using this particular pandas library. And We have seen like how indexing works there, what is series object is, and then how we can access those by using lock and ilog function, right? That we have discussed. Now let's talk about the files, like how we are going to read those files, right? So let us load stock price underscore data dot csv. Do you have that data set with you? Stock price, just confirm in the chat. Yeah. Yeah, Pankaj, don't worry, like we'll be talking about that also and this particular data set also. No worries. Yeah, let me share that again with you all so that you can just download those files. This is automobile, then this is Pokemon dataset, and then we're having stock price data. Okay, go ahead and download these files, save it in your working directory. All right, let's go ahead and read this particular CSV. Guys, what are the files right now I have shared? All these files are of type .csv. Okay, that is comma separated values. Okay, these files can be opened using Excel, can be opened using WordPad or Notepad. The values in this particular files are separated by commas. So the this particular read underscore CSV will identify the each column present in that particular file by using comma. Okay. So if you see import pandas as PD, and then we are reading this particular file, you can just check. PD is the object of pandas. You can say the alias of pandas. Dot read underscore CSV is the function that will read the data from CSV file, and stock price underscore data is the file name through from which we need to read the data. So we have mentioned here a file name, which is the parameter to read underscore CSV file. Okay, and we'll be using, or maybe we are displaying that. Okay, you can just check. Here we have displayed. So there are three columns, guys. First one is date, second one is closing price, and third one is return. I hope everyone is able to read this particular file. Great. Okay, let's go ahead and just let me know what is this for this function, what this function will give us. All rows and only second column. Second means the return one. If you just check. Okay, 0 1 2. 0 is for first column, 1 is for second column, and 2 is for third column. So from our data set, third column is return. Okay, after that, data is our original data, guys. You can just check. This is our data. Okay, and from that we want to find out all rows and only second column. Okay, so that will be stored in data one. So data one stored return value. Okay, then you can see data one is a single column. So can you tell me what, guys, what is the data type of data one? I'm just expecting the answer from your side. Or just check, Manish, trying display the type of that particular column. Rupali, can you just print that data? Write down data in print statement. Can you share your error there? Can you check that file is present in your working directory, please? Is this okay? Or you can go to home page of Jupyter Notebook. There is one option upload. Click on upload, select that particular file. Again, click on upload and we like copy the then finish it and then run the code again. You'll find that. Okay. The next one is this one. The single column type is series, right? Okay, again I have shared one more data set with you, that is automobile data. Read that and tell me how many columns are there. How many columns are there? Okay, 10 columns. Now let us talk about the metadata of that particular data frame. We have seen that already, but let's go ahead and do that. Okay, we have now which data sets, like cars and this one, right? So let's go ahead and do here data dot info. Okay, or we have 10 columns for which data set, guys? Automobile, right? Let's do that. Cars is our data set now. Let's write down cars dot info and tell me what is the output, what we are getting from this info function. Cars dot info. What we'll get, guys, from this? It's just a metadata of that particular data frame. Okay. Now what this metadata is, what are the different columns we are having? Each column contains what kind of data, right? How many missing values are there? Each value is of what type? How many values is of string? How many values is of integer and others? Okay. So if you just check this, you can find here how many rows we are having, how many columns we are having. Okay, then here this is the column name. This indicates, like, you know, how many not null values are there. So from here itself, guys, will check whether our data set contains blank value, null value or not. Let's see how. Okay, so you can see how many rows are there, guys. We are having how many rows? 61 rows. So can you see 61 not null values? That means there is no missing value in the index column. Again, 61 not null values are there in the company column. That means again there is no not null value. That means there is no blank value. Likewise, all these columns are having no not null value. But in price, how many rows are there? How many values are there in the price column? 58. But our total number of rows are 61. So total blank values are nothing but 3, right? 3 empty values are there in the price column. Are you agree with this? 3 null values we are having in the price column. Are you getting like how I'm interpreting the results, guys? Total number of rows are 61, right? And the price, how many rows are there? 58. That means 3 missing values are there. Okay. All right. Then next observation is, what is the data type of every column? You can see every value present in the index column is of type integer. Every value present in the company column is of type object. Object is nothing but string, guys. So you can see the next column is also having object values, that means string, then float 64, float 64, then object, then integer. So total summary is we are having 3 columns which contain floats values. There are 3 columns which contains integer values, and there are 4 columns which contain string values. This is the summary, and even like how much memory our data set occupied. So total 4.9 plus KB memory our dataset occupied, guys. This is very small example, but while working with the data science and machine learning problem, we'll be dealing with terabyte data. So we need to know like which data is consuming how much amount of memory in the system, right? So this is again a very important feature for us. So this is how it gives us the metadata about the data frame. Do you have any question in the info function, guys? Do you have any question in the info function? Okay, let those who are late, let me share these files again to you. Automobile, take this automobile file, take this document, and then the stock price. Okay, Monica, I hope now you can find these files. Safa, please find all these files. Let's give a one more minute to load these files and just apply info function on that. Safa, I have shared these three files. Now we are working with automobile data. Okay, you can load all these data in different variables, but we are working on automobile data set. All right, now I hope everyone is clear what we are doing right now, right? All right, let's go ahead and use another function that will give us the statistical information, or we can say it's an descriptive statistics. Okay, the descriptive statistics will give us the mean of every column, standard deviation of every column, minimum value in that particular column, 25th percentile, 50 percentile, 75th percentile, and maximum value of that particular column. These informations are very useful, guys, to validate if that particular column is suitable or valid, or which that particular column contains any missing or any different values which will lead and biased result. We can identify those. Okay, so let's go ahead and use a describe function. So we have seen that our data set name is cars, so you can just use cars dot describe. This cars is nothing but automobile data, guys. Cars is equal to pd dot read underscore csv. In that we have read that file automobile data, and now car is the data frame we are having, and we are applying describe function on the car data frame. So here you can see how many columns are there, and how many. So tell me in automobile data, guys, how many columns were there? Usha, can you just put your error in the chat, please, instead of saying I'm having error? So how many columns were there? How many columns were there for automobile data set? You remember 10, right? But instead of showing the description of 10, we are having only few columns, that is 6 columns. Why it is? Can anyone tell me why only 6 columns are there in the result? Though we are having 10 columns, only 6 columns mentioned. So Usha, you haven't executed import pandas as PD line, and that's why you're getting this particular error. Execute import pandas as PD. Deepak, you perfectly or correctly mentioned like those are numerical data, only these columns will be listed here, because anyway, if we are having text data, we cannot find the mean of the text data. Even we cannot find the minimum value, percentile, or standard deviation or variance of the text data, right? That's why describe functions will apply only on numerical values. I believe now everyone is in the place, like you understood why only 6 columns mentioned here, though we are having 10 columns. Are you getting? Perfect. So this is very important, guys. From standard deviation, mean and max values, we can find whether our data is normally distributed or not, or what is the distribution of our data, whether it is uniform distribution, it is following uniform distribution, or binary distribution, or Gaussian distribution, or Bernoulli distribution. Okay, that is what at the end our goal is, to just validate whether our data is, in Gaussian distribution, or the normal distribution, or it follows bell-shaped curve, or other stuffs, right? So there are different assumptions for machine learning that will be discussing, but using these describe functions, initial conclusion can be, made here, and so that we can go ahead and explore our data more, we can find out the misleading information, we can find out the information which is outlier, we can say, or we need more information to make our data good, right, to train the model. So this is how the describe function is. Let me give an simple example to you. Okay, so uh, so here average mileage is one of the column, right? And mileage never be zero, right? So if in the minimum field, if the average mileage column contains 0, that means there is something wrong in the average mileage column. Understood? So we can take a call, we can find out this is what and wrong information available in our data, we can remove that. Minakshi, you have to execute this. Guys, you cannot directly jump on this particular code. Okay, we are following the particular method. Can you see, like, have you executed this? Minakshi, have you executed this? And then execute the next one, data dot cars dot describe or info. Then you will not get this error. Okay, of course we have to execute this. Done. All right. Let's go ahead and explore now the next, that is this one. Now from the dictionary, let us summarize this. Okay, the dictionary, we are creating the data frame. Student dict will be our data frame. Okay, pd dot data frame student dict, we are creating the data frame here. Then we are displaying the data frame. Then we are printing the index, we are printing the columns. Then we are printing the data types. We are printing the data frame is empty or not, it will just give us true or false. We are printing the shape, we are printing the size, and then we are printing the values. So go ahead and execute this and interpret the result. We have seen that previously. Let's summarize this. These, operations are very important while dealing with any case study, guys. We will be executing all these, functions. These are the primary functions which are used to investigate how our data is, okay, or how we can deal with our data, or how we can manipulate the data. Many questions will be solved using these operations. So go ahead and execute all these functions. Once done, please let me know, guys, in the chat. Yes, done, guys. Great. Please let me know once you finish. Yes. Please let me know, guys, in the chat and see the output what you're getting. Can you put the error, Safa, in the chat? Okay. Next one is again the selection part. Head will select first 5 rows. Tail will select last 5 rows. If you are providing any values here, then the value that number of rows will be selected. Okay. Yes, Rupali, we can display this using values only. Okay. Using values. So you can see the last function, right? Let me just show it to you. Okay. So here, can you see like we have all these values here, right? Instead of rows, we are having all these value using values. Data frame name dot values. We'll get the values only in that. Where Safa you have put the dot instead of comma. So Rupali, you don't want column names, right? That is what your question is. Can we print the formatted data frame like values below the column names? Below the column names, like what? Like you want column and then after that the values, right? In this way. This is how you want the result. So yes, you can do that. You can do that here itself. You will find this. Okay. Let me just copy this and print it after this. You can find the result here. Okay. Here it is. Okay. Okay. Then head tell function you understood, right? Then log and ilog that we have discussed previously. So let's go ahead and understand the data frame modification. Okay. So this is again very important thing, guys. Data modification. In that we can insert a drop. Okay. The values. So here insert function is there, df dot insert, which will insert the new column. Okay. So here you can see we will be giving the location of that particular column. Okay. Then that column name and then the value. This is what the insert function is. So here you can see I'm having this student dict. Already we have created that. We have created the data frame out of it, and then I am inserting student df dot insert. Okay, what I want to insert at second position, I want to insert the column. My column name is class, and in that the value is a. Okay, so let's go ahead and execute this. So you can see all values will be a then. Okay, so let us execute this and you can find the result. So instead of df dot, here it is. Okay, so use this particular insert function. Now I believe everyone has created these 3 lines in the previous execution only. Now you have to create these 2 lines. Okay, if you have any questions, please put in the chat. This function inserts a new column in the existing data frame. Okay. Any question in the insert? Pankaj, location is the second. This is the location. LOC means location where you want to insert it. 0, 1 and 2. So you can see class has been installed in or inserted in the second position. That is, we start from 0, right? 0, 1 and 2. Getting what is 0 is? Yes, go ahead.
Hello. Index number, there's 0, 1, and 2. We count index number in location.
Not a location, but we are saying that insert this new column in the second position
Yeah, then we start with
from 0.
from 0. Name is 0, age is 1, and class is 2.
Yes.
That means index number is not uh, readable here.
Where
Index number,
location index is this one 0, 1, 2. Can you see the row number is our index number?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, that is not the case. We are dealing with columns, right? So these are the columns.
Okay,
Okay, and we
correct,
remember we have seen previously like the index is different and label is different, right? So these
correct.
all are the labels, and behind the scene this is 0, right? This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. All right, the next function that we are going to discuss is drop. This is again very important. We need to prepare our data like input data and the output features, and even we need to remove some unwanted or the columns which are not beneficial to take the decision. In that case, we'll be using drop column function. Okay, so go ahead and implement that. So df dot drop, and in that we'll be mentioning the column names, guys. Okay, so this student dict we have already created. Now go ahead and drop the age column. Here you can you will find like age has been deleted. So whatever you are working with now, you can just write this command, and do not write these lines, guys, again, because we have already created that, right? So write down these two lines and see how it works, how drop works. Yeah, Obina, tell me. I have given the access of mic to you,
Okay.
Obina.
I wanted to ask, this where we did where we're adding the insert function,
Hmm.
the column that we added.
Yeah,
Let's go. Yeah, here.
yeah.
So if the value is more than, if we want to change values for multiple rows, do we
Okay,
do that
so
by adding a comma, and
here
several other?
maybe you
Yes.
can do like this. Okay.
So it has to be box brackets.
Yes, box bracket means this is list, right? Collection is always
Yeah.
represented by list or tuple.
Okay.
Now you can see the values are ABC.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's fine. Thank
Yes.
you.
No problem. Yeah, go ahead and drop H column, guys. Okay, someone is having error. Mahesh, pandas. No module name pandas has no attribute. Insert. Why you are using pd dot insert? You have to use df dot insert, I believe. Right, Mahesh? Df dot insert. It's not pd dot insert. Okay. Make sure. Okay. Okay. Then yes, finish with the drop. Any question in the drop, guys? Okay, the next very important function, that is uh, the function where we will be checking if this is greater than that, then display this. Okay, so see here, like we are already having this dict, then filter is one of the variable we are having, equal to, this is not the function guys, this is simple variable, you can use any value. Okay, or maybe this can be a condition, right, we can use. And then here you can find, like here we are creating one, filter. Let's say if marks is greater than 80, then what to do, right? So here student underscore df marks dot where, then this condition will be applied. Okay, so on this particular data frame. So you can see here. Okay, very simple, like those who are having uh, values greater than 80, those values will be listed and others will be 0. Okay, so if you see, like in marks we are having this. Okay, initially this data we were having. Now once we apply this condition, you can see the marks is greater than 80, that means it has taken this. Here 77 is less than 80, that's why we have inserted 0 there, and 91 is obviously greater than 80. So what this where function is telling us, like apply this particular filter on this particular column. Okay, and take all these values which will satisfy this particular condition, and others, those who are not satisfying, we can insert 0 there. Okay, this is the simple logic. Go ahead and use that. Any question? Okay, let me just take that. Mm, yes, Safa, can you talk now?
Hi,
Yeah.
I see. I have a question in drop functions.
Mm-hmm.
When we add the column class, that's the new column for that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when we use drop functions, it is work is original data frame, right? Because when I printed the data frame, it give me a two column name and the marks, not the column of the class. That means the column of the class is temporary column.
Mm, in drop, you are talking.
Yeah, yeah. When I printed the data frame after use the drop functions, it
Uh-huh.
gives me two columns with their indexes, name and
Right.
mark.
Right.
Name and mark. Without the class we added before.
Yes. So you should have that class also in that. Yes or no? Do
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have the class?
I added before there,
Yeah. So that
and
is not
printed
a
and
problem. Yeah. Have you deleted age there?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And I believe age is not there in your result.
yeah, yeah.
That is completely fine then. What are the other columns are?
Okay. That
Okay.
mean
Because yeah. Because see, before we have added some class here, right? Class column.
yeah, yeah.
So I think you are carrying this particular result ahead and ahead, right? And that's
Data
why
ahead.
we are that's why we are getting class as a result in your final result, right? So that is completely okay. Our main target is to delete age column. I believe age is not there in the final result.
No, no, no. I'm not getting the class in my
That
result.
but have you r- written this statement again after adding this particular class?
No, I'm work at the because we work in before. I'm not adding this. I'm not introducing it again.
Can you
Uh,
do what is your data frame name?
the D df underscore dt. I am changing the name.
Yeah, that is okay. Like whatever your data frame name is, dot columns. Can you execute this? Data frame name dot columns and check
Okay.
what are the different
Before
columns are
drop.
there.
Before drop. Before the drop.
Now before drop we can't say because we have already executed that, right? If you want the original data set again, you have to go up wherever you have written this and execute this again.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And you can find all the columns there. Have you executed this filter function? It's just a variable.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, Monica, in when we write in place equal to true, that means it will change the original data set. Let's take an example. Okay, I'm removing this particular in place equal to true, right? And I'm executing this. Okay, can you see is there any effect in the data? there is no, right? There is no change in the data. Okay. So when we want to change the original data set, then we have to write in place equal to true. If we are not writing that, then we'll not be able to see the changes in the original data set. Okay. Perfect. Okay, this filter is not a function, guys. It's a simple variable. You can use any variable here. Let's say a. I'm writing a here, and also you will find the same result. Okay, this is simple a variable. It's not a function. Whatever the filter I have written there. Okay. Okay. Now let's actually use the particular function, that is filter function of data frame. Okay. So here is the df dot filter. Okay, we'll have a filter condition, then we'll be mentioning the changes along the column or rows. Okay, rows means index, and then we can see. So now let's go ahead and find out that. Okay, so here I am having data frame. Let's filter out the data frame whose name starts with n. Okay, or whose names is like n, and then axis is column, like search along the column. Okay, and you can see uh, the result is very simple. We are getting this result. Can you see the name column here? Okay, so we have filtered out the values. So let's say, so Meenakshi, which one? This one you want? Okay. Once done, please let me know. Mahesh, what is the concern?
Sir, I want to join two tables.
So is it there right now in the code? No. Like
So
what?
you can give any two examples, means any two different tables as an example. How
So
can we?
what you want to merge it, right?
Yes, sir, merge it.
Yeah, we can see this that particular function ahead. Okay, no worries.
Okay, sir.
That will coming in our way. Okay.
Okay, means if both table having identical header values,
Yeah,
so
yeah, we can come merge them.
yes, sir.
So Usha, like, see, let me just remove this. Can you see like the original data set is this one, okay? And here 85, 77 and 91 marks are there. What we want to do is we want to carry forward, okay, the marks which is greater than 80 and the marks which are less than 80. Instead of that, we need to insert 0. So here first value 85 is greater than 80, yes, so we will carry forward this. So can you see in this particular 85 in the result? Yes. 77 is not greater than 80, right? That's why we just skip that, and instead of that 77 we put there 0. Understood how it works? Great. Okay, now let's go ahead and explore filter function. Filter function is very simple. Okay, now how to filter? Okay, there are two ways to filter. You remember like x is equal to 0 and x equal to 1. So here we can mention column and index. When we write columns, x is equal to columns, then we are searching the names along the column. If it is x is equal to index, then we are searching along the rows. Okay, so this is how we'll be filtering out the this. Okay, here you can see filter condition and axis we are having. Okay, so very simple. Data frame filter like n, find out the columns whose name contains n, right, and axis equal to column, so it will search the column names, and here you can find then this column name starts with n, that's why it has printed this particular column. So let me just say, you can see now it is empty, okay, because it has not started with the small n, but when I write m, then it will just carry the marks. When I write marks, it will give us the marks. When I write MA, then it will also give us the marks, right? So it will find out the pattern from this particular, condition, and then it will print the results. Okay. Then rename the column name. Very simple. Rename is the function in that we are mentioning old to new. Simple syntax is there. Old column name colon new column name. This will be the dictionary, guys. You can see columns equal to old column name, new column name. Now instead of marks, it will just make it as percentage. Okay. I believe everyone has this particular execution. You have to execute these two lines only. Any question in the rename? Can we go ahead? Or you're still executing that? Okay. All right. The next is joining. So Mahesh, are there? Here it is the join function.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are having this dictionary. We'll be creating the data frame out of it. Again, we are having second dictionary. We are having second data frame. Now we are having two data frame, guys. Student DF and marks DF. We'll be joining that based on the mark DF, right? We are joining the student DF based on the mark DF. Not a mark DF, but we are combining this particular two data frames. So here there is no need to have a common names. We can add the column. That's it. Okay. And then you can find the new data frame. So go ahead and execute this. Now you have to write all this code. Okay. This is new.
Means, sir, second table we need to put in bracket using join function.
Yes. PD dot data frame. Okay. We are creating the data frame. This is one data frame. This is another data frame. And we are joining that. Can you see? This is one data frame join with this another data set. Okay, but make sure like you are having same number of rows in every column. Okay, okay. So here can you see what is the problem? When we have here only, one value, but the previous one contains what, two value, then it will just insert what, nan, and that will be a headache to you. We need to remove this nan value, guys. Okay, and that is very difficult. Not a difficult, but that is very important steps in machine learning. So avoid this nan. Make sure you are having enough values to insert. Now we are good. Give me a second, please. Yes, done with this join, guys. Okay, be fast.
Sir, it is very differently joining.
It's very what?
Means it is joining, but it is giving different result. Like it is adding columns after same columns. Can I put my code in chat?
Yes.
Sir, here it is set one and set two. Then I have given this df data frame set one, data frame set two. Then join set one df with set two.
So what do you want here? It is correct, no?
Sir, I want to join means row by row means it should be joined below.
Your columns different, right? Your column names are different here.
Okay.
And you see this capital and small.
Yes, capital small. Yes, sir. I got it now. So can we have below this say set one parameters are prim and large, and set two parameters are join not.
Yeah,
So
we will go to that. One question is there. Can you see columns overlap but suffix this one? Okay. So we need to
okay.
join that rows. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Means I want to add some more records in
Yeah, I
first.
understand.
Understand. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Then next one is group by. I'll give the solution for that. Just go with the flow. Okay,
Yes,
just do this group by. Hmm,
yes, sir.
yeah. Can you see my screen, guys? Network is too bad.
Yes, sir. Can see.
Sir,
Yes.
I got an error of previous class examples.
Which example? Can you put your
Join.
error in?
Give me that join has no. Wait a second.
Join has no.
Uh,
Can you drop that in the chat,
the
please?
dictionary that I made object has no attribute join.
So you have to convert the dictionary into data frame first.
Yeah.
Have you converted that?
Yeah. I converted the dictionary marks to data frame marks and give them a name, and then join the student dictionaries with join of data frame marks.
Both are data frame, right?
Yeah. I will give you the codes.
Yeah, please
Yeah.
share that QR code.
Here, sir.
Okay.
So now we can see this result as expected.
Yeah. Let's finish this first. Then we'll come to you. This is your code, Safa. Okay. It's three values. But see, like you haven't converted this std dic into data frame, Safa. Have you converted that?
No,
Safa, you.
no. I'm
That's
not
why it
converted
is.
to data frame.
Yeah, that's why it is showing this dictionary does not have attribute join, right?
Okay, so I needed to convert it as data frame first.
Yeah, that's
Both,
why I said
both,
no. You
both
have
data frames, both dictionary should be converted to data frame. Okay,
yes.
okay, get that.
Now you can find the answer here, right? And to address your question, Mahesh, we can use concat function. Okay,
Yes, sir.
this will add these existing values.
Okay. And we are ignoring index.
Yes.
Otherwise,
When
we'll
we,
give
if it is false, then you can see 0101, right?
okay,
So
sir.
it will just add all these values with index also, but we don't want that. We just want
Okay. Index is two. Okay.
index,
Now,
updated index, right?
yes, sir.
I think Monica also asked the same question, right, in the chat. Monica, how to convert? I believe now I've addressed your query. Great. Rupali, also like you asked the same question, right? Great. Okay, go ahead and do the group by, guys. Group by is always comes with aggregative functions, like the functions which are responsible to generate the single values from multiple values. Like if you're having column, we can convert that into mean, right? We can find out the minimum value, maximum value, or we can count the values. So we are having column, we can calculate the mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance from this particular thing. So that is what the thing is. Group by will, group the values based on certain condition. Here we can say group by with class, and then for A class what is the mean, for B class what is the mean, in this way. Okay, this is what the group by is. If we add more C column and other values in that, then you will find the different result. Let me check what happened here. It's very huge error, could not convert. Oh,
Amit, please, can you explain that again? I didn't get it. I don't understand what you said.
which one?
The
Group by?
group by,
Yeah,
yes.
I'll explain that. Mm, student deck. Okay, then group by with class. Give me a second, guys. Something wrong in my editor. Can you execute this at your end? Let me just. Are
Yes,
you
it's
getting it?
working.
It's working, right, for you?
Yes.
I'm not sure why at my side, but yeah, you can find the mean for every this one class, right? Let me just reset the kernel. Okay, no improvement. Okay, that is okay. This is runtime error, but you can check at your end if you can definitely get this particular result. Okay, what exactly it is doing? Let us understand this. Okay, group by is nothing but it will categorize the data. For example, here group by with class. So can you see in class how many categories are there? Two categories, right? So it will create the two categories and it will find out the mean of, you know, the marks column. Okay, mean of the marks column, and then it will present the result. Okay, so group A will be what, like group B, what is the marks in this way. So I believe you will have this kind of result. Maybe is this the result you are getting, guys?
Amit, in Q&A, I share you the code. You can change it with this.
Hmm, okay, let me check sometimes. Hmm, what you have done is,
It's same, but try to run it.
no, something is wrong at my place. I'm not sure, but I believe everyone is getting this result, right?
Yes.
Maybe I need to check the data type. Like, let me just check with print student df dot info. So all are like, these are the two objects and one is float. Yeah, that is okay. This seems the editor problem, guys. Okay, and the code is correct. I know this code is correct. No worries. Okay, so we'll see more examples on group by. Let me just pull the more examples on group by. So
So using for formula, it E rows, like it will print.
your voice, Mahesh,
Okay, sir.
uh, your voice is not clear to me. What you want to convey? Okay, go ahead and create this data frame, guys. Can you create this data frame? Again, same thing is there, different names and different data. Okay, and then we'll use some aggregate functions. Okay, then here we can see I have used some aggregate functions. Let's see, we have grouped it by class. Okay, dot aggregate function. Let's take the average of marks column. Let's take the sum of attendance. So in attendance, we are having these numbers, right? So let's take the sum of attendance. Let's take the mean of every marks column, and then we can print the group. You can see class A and B is aggregated, and for class A, what is the average of marks? And for class A, what is the sum? Okay. In this way, this aggregation will work. Are you getting like how it works, guys?
It is more like pivot table.
Yes, correct. We can also, define our own conditions, guys, to just create a group. Okay, let's do that. But before that, just finish it off. Any question here? Let's have more examples on this. Here you can see like we are having same data set, guys. Let me copy this data set again for you. In this, we'll be using this same data set. Let us define one function, top students. The marks who's greater than 90 will be our top students group. And here group by class. Apply function is applying this particular function on every row, and we'll find out the group. Okay, if you try to print it, can you see here like the who is the top student, guys? Here greater than 90 means only 95 is there, whose name is maybe Ima, right? And his attendance is around 75. So you can simply define a condition that is custom condition. We can say this is simple function. We can iterate this entire functions all over the data frame, means the row. Okay, and then we'll get the group of that particular student.
Okay, then can we play with group by with
Mhm.
anything
The,
like
which,
group
which
by
which will
this can.
have the categorical data. We can do that.
What is the meaning of apply here? Apply from.
So apply function is a function that will iterate through every row. Okay, and it will find out. See what we are doing here. We are forming a group, right, of class. So how many groups will be there? Two groups, A and B. Agree? So we are sending first A group. Okay, top students means A group we are sending here, and it will find out from A group whose marks is greater than 90. Again it will go and just select the second group, that is B group. We'll send it to that particular group again, and it will find out which one is greater than 90, and it will display that particular group. Okay, so apply function will go and iterate to every possible row in the data. For example, if we want to square the every value of the age column, then we can use apply function. Inside that apply function, we will use the function which will square the values, and that column name we should write before the apply function. For example, age dot apply in bracket the function which will calculate the square of that particular value. Understood? We'll see that apply function later, but definitely this apply is helpful for here.
Sir, can you explain the return statement in the code?
Which one?
Return statement. You don't understand like the
Return.
return, yeah. You put in the
This one.
code, yeah. Group, what does it mean? Group of marks.
Okay.
Group
So
that
let
parameter or what?
yeah, let me tell you that. So we did the group here, right? Here we have done the group. Okay. So which two groups we can find here? A and B. Agree? Whose class is A and whose class is B. Are you agree with this? These groups are there.
Yes.
Okay. So this is what we will get. We'll get these two particular groups now. These are the two groups. Okay. And these two groups we are sending to this particular function. Okay. So first group will be what? A group. From that A group, the marks is greater than 90. So for A group, for example, this A and A is there. From this 3A, whose marks is greater than 90? Whose marks is greater than 90? IMA, I think, right? The last one. So you can see here class A is having marks 95, right? And attendance 75, who satisfies this particular condition. Other groups are not satisfying this particular condition. So let me just remove this and here write down 100, which belongs to group B. Okay. And let me execute this. Can you see now for group A also we are getting this, and for group B also we are getting this particular result. Getting it? Let me change this from okay 115. Can you see now the two groups we are getting from A will get two rows? Agree? This is group, and from B we are getting only one row. So we are sending okay these groups. Are you agree like this function calculates the group?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we
No,
are
no.
sending
My question is, the first group is parameter, the second group is functions.
which
A
one
return
here?
statement. Just yeah.
Yeah. So definitely like from this entire group. Okay, from this entire, so we are sending entire group here, right? Let's say this is what our entire group is. Okay, we are sending the entire group here, and from that group I want to access only marks. From that group I want to access only marks.
Okay.
Getting it?
Yeah.
This will be our entire group, and from that group we are accessing only these marks. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, you can play with this group, guys. Okay, we'll see all these this particular thing most of the time while solving the machine learning problems. Okay, no worries, but you need a practice, guys. Okay, on this, so go ahead and practice this, play around this, try to find the different options, categories and solutions using group by. Okay, now the data frame iteration, right? So if I want to iterate through every row, then how we can do that? So simply iter row is the function of the data frame. We can use that. You can see we are having this data frame, right? Now this data frame, let's iterate through every row. Okay, it will just give the row number and actual row in these two variables, and it will print it. So can you see like here, this is the index. Okay, so this is the 0 is the index, and what is row, guys? Name. This is my first row, name, Joe, 20 and 85. This is my first row. Then the second row is what? Name, Nat, 21 and 77. Agree with this?
Yes, sir.
just just think according to the data frame, right? And it will iterate through every row, and it will send in index the row number, and in the row the entire row. Okay, and that is printing here, and that's why it is iter row function we have used.
Okay.
Can you see here now? I'm just printing row of 0. What it means? It will print what? The first element of that row. That is name. Agree?
Yeah.
So if there is a question like if you want to change, if you want to add 50 in the salary of every employee, then can you do this using this particular iterate row, guys? You can find that particular column and do the perform operations on that, right? If you want to access each and every row, check what are the different values are there, and if I want to add more values there, if I want to modify these changes, then you can use iterate rows function. Okay, simple. Done with this.
Yes.
Okay, the next one is sorting, sort values. Okay, so df dot sort values by marks. Let's sort it by marks. So you can see the initially it was like this. It was like this. Now it has sorted according to this particular. Let's go ahead and execute. Okay, check this sorting. Any question till now?
It's up to sort the statement, please.
Yes. We'll stop here today. Okay, till sorting, and then we can continue the things tomorrow. Let me upload this file. I will upload the entire notebook. So I have shared that. Let me share here.
Sir, assignment on NumPy.
Are you ready, guys? We'll give this assignment in this weekend. Okay. Okay, I have uploaded the files on portal also. Just check. Refresh your portal, guys. Thank you so much for joining. See you in the next class. Okay,
Yes,
bye.
sir. Thank you.